Hi, my name is Janet. Today I will be speaking on the contribution of executive functioning to academic among male adolescents. I would like to talk about the methods used, independent and dependent variables, study design, explanation of the results, strength and weaknesses of the study, and suggestions on how to improve the research design. The authors studied 174 male adolescent students between the ages of 11 to 16 and the relations between the constructs and exhibition and scholastic accomplishment tests. Their discoveries recommend that requests identified with particular scholarly areas get to various subjective capacities to have suggestions for both intercession and research science. Executive functioning contributed to the prediction of all academic domains beyond general intellectual functioning in distinct way. Conceptual flexibility predicted reading and science, monitoring predicted reading and social studies, and inhibition predicted mathematics and science. The methods that were used in this study were 174 male adolescent ages 11 through 16 from Iowa Youth Development Project. Now, it was done among adolescents, their parents, and adolescent psychopathology. The study focused on adolescent males because they believe that they show greater variance in internalizing and externalizing behaviors than females. These adolescent males had an average scale IQ of 108.75 and were chosen from families that had a good socio-economic status. In the study, 87% of the adolescent males were white, with 71% having college and postgraduate parents. One third of the parents had income above $100,000. For the variables, independent and dependent variables were used. This would give the researchers a better understanding of both groups. The researchers ensured that all the studies were approved and the criteria were met. The participants and their parents signed documents, and they were also recompensed for their services. In the study, the Iowa Department project used a broad-based sampling strategy to gather a sample of the adolescent male from where they live. The university also gathered information through their psychology department by using flyers and advertisement. In addition to the direct studies, the participants were also assessed by their school during the school year through assessment and testings, of which 151 were obtained. The information did not reflect the age, intellectual function, verbal intelligence, and nonverbal intelligence. For the study design, after the information was collected, the researchers examined the role of the executive functioning, which is conceptual, flexibility, monitoring, and inhibition in the prediction of adolescent performance in different academic areas. They use a resource interaction approach in which individual differences emerge in how reading processes is relevant to social studies. In the conceptual flexibility, it reflects the ability to engage in flexible thinking and behavior. It explained performance in both reading and science in the investigation. The conceptual flexibility was related to reading because the tests emphasized on reading and comprehension and required planning and organized response. The conceptual flexibility was related to science because it emphasizes on methods and process skills, showing the needs of one's set flexibility with the presentation of new information. Overall, the authors believe that the after effect of numerous relapses anticipating each of 5 scholarly spaces demonstrated that parts of executive functioning make critical commitments beyond the general scholarly work. For the explanation of the results, their findings showed that in the connection among academic performances and intellectual executive functioning, verbal and nonverbal intelligence are highly connected, with both connected with the 3 executive functioning components. In predicting the academic achievement from executive functioning, it showed that verbal and nonverbal intelligence were included and that they produce significant effects for all academic domains except for reading, for which only verbal intelligence was a significant contributor. There are strengths and weaknesses to the studies. Some of the strengths in the studies were the use of the mixture of adolescent males in the community, the manner in which executive functioning and academic achievement data were collected, the collection of the standardized statewide academic testing data from their schools, and the different subjects that were used. However, there were also limitations due to the cross-sectional connection of the information, which made the conclusion difficult, and because the variables were only males from an educated and financially stable background. They believed that using both males and females from different backgrounds would yield different outcomes. Therefore, their findings pushed them to further studies. The suggestion to improve the research, the overall findings suggested that various academic domains need different cognitive skills and that different routes should be taken for further research and avenues for intervention in order for the students to perform well in school, depending on the executive function and development. If the students are mandated, lest those who executive functioning difficulties may be at an advantage in their performance on the I-stake test. The author suggested that if the testing starts early in preparing children for school, with the idea of executive functioning as a core goal, such as the Head Start program, it will help the future investigation and help students who are struggling in different academic areas. Thank you very much.